All right, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you're tuning in from. Welcome back to another Clearmud live stream. Let's get straight into it, shall we? Today, I was gonna do Hermes, but GPT 5.5 dropped yesterday, so it's gonna be a GPT 5.5 day. And I was watching this Theo video before. All right, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you're tuning. That's just me making sure I'm live. Before streaming, I kind of want to finish watching it. And then get into vibe coding, shall we? I love Theo's input, and Theo's usually a big GPT guy. And while this title might be clickbait, it doesn't mean he's against it. It's just he's making some valid points. So first and foremost, how's everyone doing today? Happy Friday. Took a midday siesta, a little tired. Need that espresso, you know how it is. But today I already have two kind of project ideas that I want to vibe code with GPT 5.5. I want to see its take on recreating our blog because I want to get that dialed in, as well as this new portal idea that I have. And then we'll play with Codex as well. Yo, what's up, Sharma? Welcome. DeepSeek is out with version 4. I gotta love how these back-to-back drops happen. Gives us too much to look at. What are your first impressions, out of curiosity? I think I'm gonna pause that music and continue watching this.
And it's impressive that I was able to generate these assets with like code. For some reason, it didn't want to use Phaser though. It actually suggested, instead of using a browser game engine, that it just go raw canvas. And it did. It also seems like it really fucked up the timings for like when the fish get hungry and which.
And by the way, this isn't GPT. He was showing off his Opus build first. Like if you go back here. Yo, what's up, Corey? Doing well. Hope the same for you. Thanks for stopping by. How's your Friday looking? How's your weekend looking? Andra, welcome back. I've also been fighting with Opus 4.7 for 2 days now. So I think all the versions are wonky when they first get released. Yeah, I agree. And when you say fighting with, like, I'd love to hear more. Like, what do you mean? The knife emoji too at the end. Been an eventful week. I haven't tried it on benchmarks. There's only a marginal improvement over Kimi 2.6. Yeah, Kimi 2.6, I'm actually going to be testing. If I have time this weekend, I will. I got some free API credits that I've been stashing, and I feel like no better time to use it than now.
Chase? Yeah, I thought this was better than it was. Now that I'm actually seeing it, I'm realizing, oh yeah, this kind of ass. And now I have the GPT 5.4 version, which has some weird bug that causes the screen to resize constantly. I don't know what it is, but it is bad about this. It didn't screw up the feeding logic quite as bad, but it does cause the fish to die from the start very quickly if you don't feed them instantaneously. There's a lot of little things I don't love about this version, but it's fine. And now we have the version that we got out of 5.5. Immediately, it plays significantly better, and it looks significantly better. It did use the assets from the original for the fish and the submarine here. So that part looks better for that reason. Same with the food pellets. But everything else it generated, it did a great job. Little things like the coral on the bottom, while not perfect, is cute and a nice touch. I like the scan lines slowly going across. I like the wavy lines here. I don't love it, but it's okay. It's
better than the other two, for sure.
Something I would call almost taste, but also something that's utter garbage. These cards on the top and bottom that these models cannot resist to do. So I ended up just telling it, this is slop, get rid of that stuff, make it better. And to its credit, it did it.
Wow.
It made this a lot better after a couple follow-up prompts to make it look a little closer to what I had in mind. And I could see myself using this as the starting point for future versions of this game. But I realized quickly I'm not pushing the model anywhere near hard enough, giving it like a sloppy 2D game to build. So I pushed a little harder. I made it go 3D. And it did it. I did have to do a little bit of back and forth because it just didn't do what I had in mind with 3D initially. It just made like a 2.5D game where you had like 3D assets in a 2D plane.
Interesting.
And when I told it to change that, it did a very minimal, like just barely honoring the intent of what I asked. And it's where we get into the problem that I have with this model. It will do almost anything you tell it, but just barely. In some ways, this is great. It's not going to write all of the obnoxious defensive code that the model was writing before that made the GPT models a little annoying to use in real code bases. I'm
going to pause that real quick. I want to make sure we don't have any stale comments. That's good. That's good. That's good to hear, man. What do I think of GPT 5.5 so far? I'm impressed. I did a few code reviews of existing sites, as well as some cleanup in Hermes skills and OpenClaw with it last night, and it was pretty damn good. That's good to hear, John. Thanks for the input. Yeah, for me, I haven't played with it too much. Since its release yesterday, I briefly touched on it, but I was focused on that video that I dropped yesterday. It's almost an hour long. It took me 3 hours of recording and 3 hours of editing out all of, the dead time and just condensing it, to where my whole day yesterday was focused on that video. I spent like 6.5 hours. And then not only did it take all that time, it took 3.5 hours to export. So a total, now I didn't sit there waiting, right? But a total of 9 hours on yesterday's video. Now I know it's not gonna be the most popular video, but I hope, it's my hope that for beginners who want to learn how to wire together that stack for something front facing, it brings that value, right? So because of that day yesterday, I didn't have time today. Woke up early, went to the farm. I had a busy day this first half of the day, so I was off at the computer, came home, ate some lunch, and took a siesta very late before this stream. And I woke up about 45 minutes before the stream. So that's been the day. I haven't had too much testing. So we're gonna be testing live today. And then I'm gonna continue playing with it through next week. And next week is when I plan on dropping some GPT 5.5 videos. Opus 4.7 doesn't follow instructions, just skips over steps when I explicitly told him to refer to files XYZ, but he skips files. And he has the audacity to say, I can't do that, but you can. What? What? Out of curiosity, how are you, I'm floored. How are you using GPT 4.7? Is this through the desktop app? And then to piggyback off of that, what's the effort level that you've assigned to Opus 4.7? Is it low, medium, high, X high, or max? I'm very, very curious about this. I have noticed a big change in Claude. Feels more like a yes man, not as bad as GPT has been notoriously a yes man, right? But more so than 4.6. It's weird. It's getting things done for me, but I just feel like the responses have lost a little bit of that oomph that we were so accustomed to with 4.5 and 4.6. I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but that's been my findings. I'm curious, Andra, how exactly are you using Opus 4.7? How are you prompting it? What's the reasoning model? I'd love to dig into that more because I want to help solve that. I was watching your boot camp, love the content, but have one minor recommendation. The playlist order is backwards. It's purely quality of life, but would be nice if the order was flipped. Oh, really? Really? I'm like, as I'm talking, it's redlining, right? So I don't want to, here, I'll try to pull it up a little bit. Interesting. How's my mic, everyone? How's my mic? Because thanks for this. Are you talking about like long forms or more so live streams? Because long forms, I do look at the audio and I make sure to optimize it before we export, but this is something I definitely need to improve on. So audio is very important. Audio should be like number one on your list, because with bad audio, you have bad video. I mean, you can have a horrible video and great audio, but you can't have the opposite. I mean, all right. Thank you. The lives. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. So on my, like, if you look here, as I'm talking, it's like right under the red line. And that's what I've learned. If I put it any higher, which I can, I'm afraid that like it's going to blow your eardrums out. You know what I mean? So I'm going to turn up this knob just a little bit on this mic and see if that improves. Because sometimes I do find myself talking off to the right, and I'll talk away from this area of where the mic picks up sound. But yeah, I'm curious. Like I I've rewatched live streams and videos just to like quality QA it, right? And for the most part, I haven't noticed anything. So I wonder if it's something on your end, but I don't know what it could be. Like our video, is this part low for you? Maybe it's this that's set too low. Yeah, because by default, I plan for high audio that way, because I've had suggestions, not even complaints, early on when I started making videos of like, hey, like your sound is too low. Like I would like the option to have your sound high and then I can lower it in the video. So then I've been like learning to always get to that red line, but not cross it so it doesn't blow your eardrums out. And then you can choose to like adjust the audio of the live stream or the long form as you see fit. So thank you. Hey, this is helping me get better. So good to hear. Good to hear. I'm still waiting on your response, Andra. No pressure. Okay, interesting. I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you.
Can't tell you how many times Julius has
I
complained.
will be back in my studio next week.
About using even 5.4 to work on T3 code, and when he tells it to remove
we should be getting rid of this echo as well, because I have like I wish I could turn the camera. There's a sheet over the camera that's like hanging around the camera to prevent the voice from carrying. There's a big blanket right there because there's an extended room, but I don't have it enclosed for live streams. I only enclose it for long form recording. To try to get rid of the echo. You might still hear an echo in live streams because I don't do anything with the audio. It's just raw. I don't post edit these live streams. I tried to dial things in to where I don't have to do that for live streams.
feature. It writes regression tests to make sure the feature was actually removed.
Okay, I was using on Cloud Code Desktop for my OS system. Tried extra high, tested medium. Interesting. Yeah, I've actually been hearing this about GPT, like high, medium is better than high, and some people are arguing that low is better than the other two, than the latter, right? Unless, of course, like you give it a certain task, then of course you wanna select a different reasoning level. Wicked switched back to Opus 4.6, because 4.7 was chugging my tokens and buggy with the same workflows and setup. Big GPT fan and been using Claude for about 2 months to see what workflows it can take over. Okay, nice. I've noticed this with new Opus releases. It's very token hungry. Very, very token hungry. It's like they're continuing that trend. Have you switched over to the dark side into Hermes, or OpenClaw still driving your workflow? So I'm building out a Hermes multi-agent team for a specific use case. It's not going to replace OpenClaw. I don't see it replacing OpenClaw, but I do see myself handing over certain automations in certain parts of Clearmud to it at some point. But no, OpenClaw is still my daily driver. It's because I've spent so much time optimizing it for me. It just works, right? Even with this migration of models, like even with my unhappiness of Muddy's personality changing and just not being as effective as he was as an executive assistant, the systems I've put in place, I mean, everything just works, right? It's like, I'm not gonna take the time to rebuild what I built on OpenClaw for Hermes because I don't see the point, right? I think they both have their strengths and they both have their weaknesses. I still like the idea of OpenClaw being my executive assistant / Clearmud operations, right? An internal Clearmud engineering team. But front-facing products, things that I'm dropping, things that are in the works, things that are in the pipeline for you, for the public, Hermes is gonna start handling that. Whoosh, welcome back. How you doing today? We're doing a little light start to the episode. We're gonna start vibe coding here in a moment for anybody curious. And if you guys want to see me build something specific, drop it in the comments.
But
I already have an idea of 2 things.
At the same time.
I should probably not talk over that. But for the sake of Codex, give me an idea. Let's build something. Community driven. Let me know what you want to see. I do want to finish this video,
I wanted
though.
to make this a more 3D game. I wanted to make this a 3D experience. It just replaced the
Hold
ass.
on. I want to fast
if you haven't
forward.
checked it out. But people were saying it was kind of slop, so I decided to put some time in to try and make it look a little nicer. And by time, I mean a prompt. This is what was generated.
It's almost the same.
It's fine, but it has a lot of those classic GPT-isms. It has this 4 platinum partners
Yeah, the
thing on the top,
subtext.
and these pills that are entirely unnecessary.
Yeah,
And when I click them, it brings me there, and it uses the URL, like hash gold, to get there.
Yo,
but it doesn't
what's up,
change
Supreme? Welcome back. Happy Friday. How you doing today? What you building this week? Or are you touching some grass this weekend?
treatment on the page. So
Yeah, today we're starting off with a little light GPT sesh with Theo's latest video. And then we're going to start vibe coding here in a moment.
always says 4 platinum partners, and this just always highlights platinum. There's no state on this page. It just didn't figure that out, and it put a bunch of sloppy UI in here instead. Not great. It also made it so this text doesn't fit well on one line. It just breaks weird. Don't love that. It didn't impress me here. It made a slightly different structure for the cards that take it or leave it. You might like it. You might not. But
What
I'm not
browser
super
is he
impressed.
using?
I'm sure if I had like a vision in mind and I told the model to steer towards that vision, I could get there eventually. But I heard some of the other testers going as far as doing their mocks in the new GPT image model and then bringing those to the new model for 5.5 to actually do the implementation, because they've gotten more creative outputs from the image model than they've been able to get from this. And honestly, that checks out for me. I want to go in on my less positive thoughts, but first I want to just share other people saying more positive things, because I might be the outlier here. I don't know yet. I've had mixed opinions from a lot of the people this is in depth. Michael Trull from Cursor said that 5.5 is noticeably smarter and more persistent than 5.4, with stronger coding performance and more reliable tool use. It stays on task for significantly longer without stopping early, which matters most for the complex, long-running work that our users are delegating to Cursor. Lovable said that GPT 5.5 breaks through the walls people usually hit on more complex tasks like auth flows and real-time syncing in far fewer turns. The model really shines when the work gets hard, handling tough tasks with far less back and forth.
I got to say, so this whole auth flows thing, I did see that with certain models, but in yesterday's demo that I dropped, I entirely used CLI options, GitHub CLI, Vercel CLI, Convex CLI, and Stripe CLI. It's never been easier to deploy a SaaS product or a revenue generating app. Now, I didn't touch on, final security audits for production ready code, none of that. It was more so the basic wiring, and I did use Opus 4.7. So I was thrilled with yesterday's video. It's not for everybody, but it shows the step-by-step vibe coding process of wiring together an app. And I gotta say, it's just never been easier with these CLI options from all of these providers. So I don't think it matters what model drives it. Now, in Lovable's case, Lovable targets the consumer, the average, I don't want to say average, but the everyday person who's never spun up a terminal, right? Who's intimidated by a terminal. That's who Lovable is for. Same with Replit, same with Veo. Well, Veo, maybe not so as much. And then what's the other one? Bolt, right? They really target just ease of use and simplicity of not having to learn about deployment, spinning up the terminal, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm just noticing, it has never been easier. All you got to do is just set up CLI access for all of these providers, tell whatever model you're using of the workflow you want to accomplish, and it will do the work. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Cognition said it's at a new bar for what's possible with Devon. It surfaces bugs that no other model can catch and also investigates and fixes production issues end to end. You get the idea. A lot of these companies are saying
I mean, they're only going to post positive stuff. They're not going to post negative stuff on OpenAI's main website.
Very impressive. Ever have in my life.
All right. I kind of just want to get to vibe coding. I just want to
been out there with people trying to solve them for between 5 to.
No. Okay. I don't want to bore you guys here. Let's get straight into it, shall we? Put on this background music first. And also, yes, there is. Look at that. Okay. Let's do a quick update. Shall we? Oh, it's only beta? I'm going to wait. I'd rather not. Oh, wait, I already updated? That's funny. Oh my goodness. Wow. That coffee took a bit to hit me. Unless I had an auto update in place. Okay. Let me just do a... I usually never chase the betas, ever. Okay, I am. Wow. Interesting. All right. Well, there you have it. That's hilarious. All right. I actually don't think I updated Codex yet. Let's, yes. No, I already did update Codex. Good. So we are on... Wait a second. It's not even showing 5.5 as an option here, but it's showing that I have it selected here. Let's just try a quick update here. Oh. I mean, it says it's good, but what's weird is, yeah, you know what it was? I woke up from my nap and I saw it, and I immediately talked to my agent in Muddy OS, and I must have said, go for it. Excuse me. Trying Hermes, quite like it, but to switch to it, I don't know. Same. And I never recommend anybody to switch their whole systems, right? Play with it. Give it one or two responsibilities. See how it does. Build something small. See how it does, right? Nice, just building another subagent for research. Yes, I would like to see your thoughts and work on 5.5. Yeah, that's coming next week for sure. Next week's a travel week for me, so I'm gonna be recording, doing all the videos at the beginning of the week. Live streams next week, heads up. I think I'm just gonna take the week off. As much as I might have time Monday and possibly Wednesday, there's a lot I got to do. So I think we're just gonna take the whole week off, come back fresh at the start of May. Yo, what's up, Vasco? How you doing today? Can you do a video one day on CLI coding using what you said, how to do that? Refresh my memory. Are you talking about what I was just talking about? Yesterday's video kind of shows that process, to be honest, but just, it's a long video, so it takes a bit of a commitment of time. Let me know if that doesn't cover it. And let me know more specifically, like if you want to see a particular workflow on video, building something, deploying it on X, Y, and Z, for example, just let me know what process you want to see and I'll spin it up, right? I'll add it to my queue. We'll come up with a fun demo to build and deploy for sure. But I think yesterday's video, right? If you're talking about working with Stripe in the CLI, Vercel, GitHub, etc., Convex, initializing databases so that you don't have to go to the website to do anything manually, it can all be done in the CLI for you with your preferred model. It's amazing. You just have to authenticate first. And that's the one negative about yesterday's video. I'm already authenticated, right, across my entire system. So it didn't show what could be some crucial steps. So I'm thinking we'll have to do another one at some point where I just start from scratch on a fresh VM with 0 credentials tied to it so that you can actually see those steps that I couldn't recreate because I'm fully authenticated across all these platforms on my daily driver here. So, yo, good morning, Tracy. How you doing today? Yeah, let me know if that video doesn't cover it though, but it sounds like that video should show what you want to see, but let me know if not. Yo, what's up, Tex? I tried connecting it last night as per tax recommendations. I didn't get it working, but apparently I just set up beta with my OpenClaw setup, which I'm very scared about. This is another account you should follow. His tag is at CherryMXReds, but he's actively working on, GPT plus OpenClaw. And he did give a tip last night. I'm not going to dig through for it, but he's a good follow. He's a good follow for sure. Yeah, that's weird. I should definitely have access to it. So let's just run this command here real quick. I'm just gonna spin out of that. But yeah, man, Supreme, like, anytime you ever want to see something and you can't find content, or I didn't make content around it, let me know specifically what workflow you want to see and I'll spin up a video for you for sure. Because if you have this question, if you have this curiosity, chances are someone else will. And if I can spin up an awesome demo around that, I will do it for sure. Yeah, they just dropped, which I'm scared about, beta 4.23 beta 6. This is my first time deploying a beta. We'll see. Let's go ahead and switch our primary agent here. What? I guess I have to go through the onboard feature. I could always do the terminal user interface to switch the model, but let's go ahead and do it this way. The way that I've always done it. I just want to switch models. Come on, there we go. Excuse me. What's interesting is they got rid of the Codex option. Oh, come on. Here. I'm gonna take this off screen real quick. Now, let's see if we see the model change. Yes, we do. Great. And greater reasoning depth. What should we demo first? Medium or high? Medium or high? Medium or high? We'll do high. All right, so that's the blog. And let's bring this back. Oh, it already swapped for me? Interesting. Interesting. I just want to go. Now, does anybody know what's up with this pro? I kind of want to do pro. Like, is it just for pro subs? They got to update their models. Is it that fresh that they don't have? Okay, API availability coming soon. Interesting. I think. Oh, wait. Interesting. Oh, what happened to has everything disappeared? Okay, how are you liking it so far? Out of curiosity. Yeah, this is also something, Nick, that for sure, right? One thing I discovered is like with the CLI, you can just have it do everything for you. Now, if you want to learn the process, you can say, give me the step-by-step, and it'll have you, it'll, you know, list everything out in a listicle form of all the steps you need to take for sure. What's up, Gabizzy? What's up, Fourth? Welcome back. Gang, gang. We're about to start testing it. I just had to run the update to the latest, but now we do see it here. So I'm just now learning that Codex out of the box can control an entire Mac desktop, including the internet browser. Y'all know anything about this? No more APIs needed. Yeah, through this app here, for sure. Yeah, and I noticed there's usually an update button up here on the top left. If you don't see GPT 5.5 in your Codex app itself, just press that button, and I was able to see 5.5 here. Command you use to make your agent follow instructions and be a bit shorter. Did you get that from OpenClaw documents? Trying to figure out if I can make it less short and still follow directions. Which one are you referencing? Was it from a past video? Maybe because I'm still using Brew and Brew doesn't have the latest versions. Yeah, I prefer Bun, but I've been using NPM as well, good old NPM. I've also been using PNPM, which is just a lighter weight version. PNPM is great over Bun in the case of it works out of the box with more environments seamlessly, whereas Bun, it's very environment specific. It works great for most all environments. I'm not saying don't use it, but that's just been my findings. So for beginners, I try to promote PNPM. Looks like we're good here. Oh, I guess I did. Let's update to the latest version. I must have just woken up from that nap. Yeah, but it still shows. You know what's interesting? It's still showing. It's given me these two options. I want to use OpenAI Codex, right? I don't want to use an API. I want to use my auth. And let's set thinking. I guess we'll keep it at medium for now. So I don't need to add anything in there. Hey, got busy. Good to hear, man. I'm happy this is bringing some value for sure. Thank you. All right, we're going to let that work. And let's start vibe coding, shall we? So I want to see how GPT 5.5 envisions our blog because I do want to get this fully functional and live. Right now, it's kind of like it's half put together. Hey, GPT, I want you to, you're going to notice this project directory is empty. See the attached screenshot. This is my current blog that's live for my website at clearmud.ai. Check out our YouTube channel at youtube.com/@clearmud. It's an AI YouTube channel focused on educational content. Our goal is to make AI simple and easy to use. Now, our blog I designed with Opus. As you can see, there is 1/4 columns on each side, and then the center is all of the blog content. Is kind of like a bento box format grid, where as you scroll, you know, there's different sizes to the modules for the blog before you click into the blog itself. I'll attach another screenshot for each blog page and how that template looks, but essentially the context is on the left, and then we have a sticky nav bar as you scroll down through the article, stays on screen on the right with some call to actions and links and table of contents, etc. I want you to build me out a new blog based off of this format. I really love this format, but I know there's certain things that can improve. More importantly, along the left-hand side, we have a latest AI news coming soon. I want this to actually work, and whether or not we need to create a source JSON file where you always reference certain websites for your news. I also want to create a list of people on Twitter or X that you also post updates from. There's 3 people in particular I want to always highlight on that left-hand side. And then the right-hand side of the blog, you'll notice we have latest videos and latest live streams. I love this. This is actually perfect. The stay updated call to action, that's perfect. You don't have to change any of that. Keep in mind that is real-time data pulled via YouTube API, so that it always shows our latest live streams, the past 3, and then it always shows our latest videos, long-form videos, the past 3. That way people can easily go and view on one of those most recent videos. And then we have that banner up top, that call to action of like what's new. So I want you to kind of take a crack at it and let me know if you need access to that code base. And then I'm going to incorporate that second screenshot right now with how each blog kind of looks as you're scrolling. And then the keep your finger on the pulse that's on the blog, each blog template itself, that should actually be on the home blog page on the left-hand side, right? Keep your finger on the pulse, follow these accounts for the most updated information pertaining to their brands that they work for. What? Don't tell me all that talking I did is just paste last transcript. Okay, 2,000 characters. That sounds about right. We were in that for a long time. All right, now left-hand side. I want to spin up Codex, and we're going to work on something else here. We'll keep it on high. All right, hey Codex. You're going to notice this code base is empty. This is the idea for a subdomain called portal.clearmud.ai. And the goal here is to create a portal for sponsors and partners to come in, view our rate card. And I'm having a brain fart right now. The idea is a portal for, people we're collaborating with to come in, and just see like an updated term sheet, an updated list of how the best way to work with us, the best way to, should have thought about this a little bit more in depth. Let me know if that's enough. Please check out clearmud.ai and youtube.com/@clearmud to get a better idea of Clearmud's brand. So on the left, I gave it a bunch of context. On the left, or on the right, I gave it a whole bunch of context. On the left, we're just gonna have it build a portal and see how it does. No, please tell me you made a backup. This is why I always say make backups, right? Before you follow me or anybody for that matter, you always back it up, right? Because what works for one environment doesn't work for another. That's something I try to just reiterate over and over. I'm sounding like a broken record, but backups are the most important thing. I'm trying to get Holly to follow through. Yeah, let me know what I can do to help. But, hopefully with this newer version of OpenClaw using 5.5, maybe you'll see a better... Hey, Tracy, why not go into Soul, Memory, User MD, and tell it how to be kind, friendly, or whatever it is that you liked about Anthropic? Follows those workspace files tightly. Yeah, this is another thing. Just talk to Holly and say, hey, I think we have to retrain you. So first, go look through all these files for all the training we did on Anthropic models. And then to reiterate, this is how I would like you to be, right? That's a great step. That's a great step. Yeah, so we are live streaming this build. So just make up rates for now. I do have rates set, but I'm not going to put them on the live stream here. So do all mock data for the sake of this demo, because we are live streaming as we speak. And then I feel like, shouldn't we build something else? Let's split vertically again. Let's bring this over here. Bring this over here. Let's change directory out, make directory. What do we want to build? I mainly want to build things that I need, you know? Because yesterday's demo, actually, I'm going to reuse that code base. I may not build off of it, but I'm essentially going to export how I built it into a master prompt. And I'm going to be using that for just my invoicing system moving forward. But I want to improve it. And I don't think it'll ever be a SaaS product, right? It's just going to be an internal tool. But this is why I love making these demos around things that I think I find useful, because I more often than not end up using those code bases in some shape or form moving forward, like I have with so much content that I've created around just useful tools that I find useful that are now incorporated into Clearmud OS. God, yeah, my main problem was the identity file and everything is back. I just didn't want to risk getting short answers, but re-implementing that and needing to revert again. Did that work for you? Yeah, so no, the settings I changed, I think it's more about closing the loop than anything. The short answers, I found that even after applying those settings, I still got these like long walls of text. And then I had to further train my agent to essentially respond more like Anthropic did, right? And listen, we haven't tested, this is all fresh. Let's see. I'm in the TUI right now. I'm not opening Muddy OS at the moment. Let's go see. I mean, this is actually pretty brief. Look at this. On it, going to treat C-Suite as Muddy, Gary, Elon, Warren. Yep. Updated to OpenAI Codex 5.5. Great, left unchanged. Clay is still on 5.4 mini. Let's see if there's a 5.5 mini, because maybe we'll move him to 5.5 mini. Clay, as I'm not sure if anybody's here. I know Mr. Rogers and I want to say Ryan. I think that's you in Discord. Clay has been doing the most. I think I fixed him, but he's still on timeout for 24 hours. So I need to make sure I clean up all those spam messages in Discord. But I got to say, Clay, since he moved over to GPT, I'm like this close to just deleting him and rebuilding him. I really want to try to fix him because I spent so much time on him. But, you know, I think after the next day, I might just have to delete him and start from scratch. Like, I don't want to give up on him, you know? You spend so much time on something, you don't want to give up on it. But at the same time, it's like sometimes you just got to cut your losses and move forward. Yeah, okay, Ryan, that is you. See, I remember. It takes me a while to like put screen names to screen names between YouTube and Discord, because I know they're different in a lot of cases. But yeah, he. And what's funny is, like, when I was troubleshooting with Muddy, it's like, yeah, someone tried to prompt inject him. I was like, no, nobody tried to prompt inject him. I looked at the response from, I believe, Mr. Rogers. It had nothing to do with prompt injection. It was just Clay's interpretation of it, right? For some reason, he went down this rabbit hole of trying to make, like, I'm not going to get into it on stream, but it was quite the experience. It was quite the experience. Oh, it did a very basic. Hold on. What tech stack did you use for this? Because ideally, I'd like to use React, Next.js, plus Convex, plus Stripe, because I would like to incorporate payment windows that we can, or payment links that we can share for sponsors and partners to make payments, right? Down payments, as well as I think we'll deploy on Vercel for now, right? Since this is going to be a React focused app, but I see you built a very basic web app. I don't even want to look at it right now, to be honest. I should have been a little more specific with the tech stack, so my apologies. Yeah, it looks like it's defaulting to, all right, listen, I'll go take a look. Oh, interesting. It actually did a decent job here. Hold on. Let me go open this in a web browser. $4173. Interesting. I mean, it looks the same, but it's not a bento grid, so it missed the beat. Okay. And what's this? I don't like this. I want to get rid of that. I mean, it looks the same. It didn't really do anything different. And I guess that's maybe my error, right? Wasn't I a little specific of like, I want to see how you interpret this? I didn't just say copy it outright, did I? Yeah, I want you to build me a new bot. I guess, yeah. I guess that sentence alone really like encourages him to just copy it outright. Okay. Interesting. Now, something I should have been a little more specific on. Clearmud.ai's tech stack is React, Convex, and hosted on Vercel, to be brief. There you go, got busy with the alpha. What's up, Flora? Welcome. Hey, Mr. Baker, welcome. Yeah, forgive Clay. Clay's on timeout right now. I'm giving him one more chance before I delete him, I scrub him and start a new one. We've spent so much time on him in the past. It's like, I don't want to just start from scratch with him. I've been playing with local models and I have finally found something that works. Hermes with Qwen 3.6 just works. I get Codex to review everything. It's saving me so much money. Nice. Nice. Interesting. Peter, right? Welcome back. That's good to hear. Thanks for this combo here. You know, Qwen 3.6 is something I haven't dug into yet, but as I mentioned earlier in the stream, I have some free API credits to use on Kimi. So I'm going to be testing 2.6 as well as Qwen very soon, very soon. But next week's videos are going to be solely focused on GPT 5.5. I've always been on OpenAI, but Holly is based on Red Dwarf AI. And also my creative assistant, so being cold and short is not great. But yeah, so like this is where you get, like it definitely sucks having to repeat yourself with retraining your AI on these new models, but it's necessary, right? I think we've all learned that swapping over from Anthropic to OpenAI subs, you've just had to retrain it, right? Even with all of that training we did, like it has the knowledge, it can search its memory, but the specific nuances of how we want it to respond, the workflows, you have to retrain it. It just is what it is, right? Personality was being held together by the memory we built, the other MD files, the update broke it all. That's good. I'm glad it's getting better. I'm sorry it broke it. I really hope you made that backup. It sounds like you did, but you wanted to stay committed. You know, so far, first impressions, I don't have any. I don't have any yet. Yeah, I don't have any first impressions yet. I mean, it's building things. Like this one took recreating the blog word for word. Like it just copied the screenshots I sent. But I haven't tried building anything crazy yet. So I am going to do a 5.5 versus 4.7 comparison next week. And it's just a matter of finding something fun to build to really test each model. I was just thinking of what to build. And I'm open to suggestions too. If you guys want to see something built, let me know. And I think we're going to do another one here. Vibe coding two things. We're vibe coding a new portal for sponsors and partners. And then we're kind of seeing how Codex handles a refacing of our blog. It just copied it outright. And let's build something else. I've been lurking until I have something good to share. Hey, all good, all good. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I'm waiting to see how fast 5.5 burns through subscription usage. Yeah. Wait, do we have an option like Claude since those two are working? Oh, shoot. I made a directory Codex. No, make directory. Let's just spin up Codex here. No, it doesn't. I noticed, I think we have to go here. Settings, usage. Yeah. I wish there was an easier way to like access this. Has anyone run into that issue? Accessing this like usage window for 5-hour block and weekly? Like, look, it's amazing how efficient GPT has been. Maybe I'm doing less work, but all of my automations that are in place, all of my crons that are in place, they run flawlessly. They're great. There's little bugs I've been discovering with old workflows, but we're fixing them as we discover them. So it's getting better and better. But I really wish there was a way to view this more natively. It's really annoying how I have to open up Codex just to see that. Right? I wish there was something we could do in Codex terminal, Codex CLI rather, to view that. Like Claude offers that, which is great. I can see my Codex barcode down when I use it. Yeah. Yeah, no, 5.5 is very expensive. It's what, twice as expensive as 5.4? Okay, so also on the Codex web interface. Okay. I don't use that one too often. I primarily use it in the CLI because my use case for Codex up until we were forced to stop using our Anthropic subs for OpenClaw was strictly security audits and code base reviews, right? That's it, right? Now I'm actually using it as a daily driver, and I still use Opus 4.7 a lot, quite a bit in the CLI, but not as an agent, right? I still see my usage. It's getting nowhere near 100% used. All right, let's cancel out of that. Change directory or make directory. 3D Office. I kind of want to take a crack at its 3D capabilities. What style do we want to go for? Change directory, 3D Office. Bring this over a little bit. You know what would be cool? See if we can change the background alternating. Weird little design things, I wish. Yo, what's up? How you doing today? I always butcher your name. And I can't, forgive me. Did you give me another name to call you? Hold on, let me try to remember. DJ? Is it DJ? No, I don't think it's DJ. I could be right. I could be wrong. Welcome back though. Thank you. What's up, Pokemon? How you doing today? What's WRC? World Cup? Wait, is the World Cup this year, right? Did it already kick off? I know the NBA playoffs just started, right? Like, and as soon as I'm back in the States, I'll definitely be watching more of it, but I don't want to stay up all night to watch basketball. Nice. Hey, World Rally Championship. Yeah, no. Hey, blessing in disguise right there. Finding the positive in the negative. You know what? Forget it. Max is out. This is a sign for me to disconnect and walk away from the screen. That's nice. Ask GPT. No, Peter's my GPT on that. I'm just going to search WRC though. I mean, I would stream it right now, but I'm pretty sure I would get a copyright flag. So we're going to stick to the vibe coding. But what if we made a web app? What if we test GPT? Okay, here we go. Oh. Let's get away from the 3D office, shall we? We're going to make a directory called WRC. And how do we describe this? I'm going to have GPT do it for me. All right, I want to make a 3D racing game based off of the World Rally Championship. See this link for all the information you need. Let me know if you have any questions. Let's see if it can do it. Let's see what's up. Let's see if it can make us a racer game with very minimal input. I'm sure we'll have to prompt a little bit more, but in another life, I was a rally race photographer. Really? That's awesome. I've always wanted to get into car photography. That's one side of photography. I'm more landscape and portraits, but more landscape than anything. I think I'm going to start focusing solely on cars and just public transit and, you know, manipulating the shutter speed to get that kind of like futuristic effect where you capture the brake lights at night in those like solid streams. You know what I mean? I want to start practicing that skill set from that perspective because I do love cars quite a bit. So, and I love road trips. I love traveling. So it just fits. What do you think about the idea of building a full app from the ground up? Like, how's the proper initial process, preparation, planning, etc.? So I want to think thoughtfully about this. You know, if I have an idea that I know I want to generate revenue, first I start building concepts. First I start building out prototypes with different models. Then I generate a PRD. Now, most people might do the PRD first if you know what you want. But let's say you don't know what you want. You just have a general idea of what you want. What I would recommend is just start building a variety of prototypes and start adding features to them. And then get that master prompt that you built for that. Combine them all with your preferred model and say, hey, you know, I've been working on this prototype. Here's its purpose. Here's the ideal name. Here's what I want it to do, right? I've built it out on a few different models. I like features from here. I like features from here. Build me a master like PRD that I could then go and build off of, right? I know this is not the most efficient way. This is just how my brain works. I'm a very Dexter's Laboratory type of guy who I like to test and build first rather than plan, because I get ideas for that planning stage through building. So I kind of take that reverse approach. And then once you have that PRD, right? Maybe you have the type of brain who can plan everything out before building anything. Good for you. Like, play to your strengths. Then build out that minimum viable product, right? Find a need, fill a need, right? Find a pain point, fix that pain point. That's like the best business model out there, right? And then from there, it would be cool to have a car tracker. Sorry, I'm getting distracted here with a live map. Interesting. Okay. I have some beginner videos. Let me go back to this one though, right? So once you have that PRD, then you build that minimum viable product, that prototype. Get it working. Make sure it brings value. And one thing I've been discovering that I think is very useful, for people to understand. It's like, don't think so much about what other people want. Think about things that you find difficult. Think about solving a pain point in your life first, and then see it out of building that prototype, out of solving that pain point that you have. Maybe that's a viable product that you can launch. Then from there, once you have that idea, right, you build it, pick your stack. I prefer a certain tech stack. Now, it's always best to treat your model that you're building with as your executive assistant and say, hey, what tech stack is best for this app and the future, the direction I want to take it, right? In most cases, you want to get paid, right? So Stripe is part of that stack. Convex, I really love Convex over Supabase. I love how they don't upsell you on other things, right? You pay the $25 a month, you get your custom domain. Supabase, you pay $25 a month, you have to pay another $10 a month or $15 a month per custom domain. Supabase has a lot of upselling. I don't like it. So, sorry, Supabase, if you're watching this, like, dial in your pricing. Stop being so, what's the word I'm looking for without offending them too much? No word comes to mind. So anyways, I like Convex. I like using React, right? Next.js paired with Vercel. And then obviously using GitHub as your kind of like your Google Drive to store all the different versions, to create your different branches, one for production, one for staging. I hope that I hope that answers it, right? But that's just like the gist of the process I would take. And then from that tech stack, just build the thing, hand it out to a few friends and family or friends in the space and see if they like the product, right? Create free coupon codes. If you immediately create those Stripe product catalog, if you set up your Stripe account, all that, you can create coupon codes for free usage, right? Why is CMux trying to access Apple Music? Why? Which one is trying to access what? I'm just not going to allow. I can go more in depth there, Nikki, but this would probably be a great idea for a video as well. Yeah, any shutter speed lower than your focal length will give you blur. That's actually a good rule of thumb. Listen, I'm new to photography. I take the approach of learning of just trial and error, beating my head against a brick wall, so to speak, making mistakes and learning from them. So a 50 millimeter shot at 1/25 will get you there. Tripod is non-negotiable. Yeah, for sure, right? Yes. I had media credentials for Stripe in the US. They were pretty strict. Oh, STPR. You're talking about erasing on who they let on the courses. You know, you're wasting gallons of water. Yeah, listen, we're not a political or environmental channel, so you're in the wrong place with that type of comment. Thanks for being here, though. It's not really true, dude. It's more like wasting electricity. All right. 5173. Let's go check it, shall we? Okay, it just rebuilt everything with the same tech stack, but it's just cutting things off. Okay. I mean, it didn't really wow me here, right? I'm going to keep using Opus 4.7 to build and fix my website. Yeah. Just didn't wow me on the blog. All right, GPT, cool. I mean, it did a great job, don't get me wrong, but it didn't wow me. So we're going to X that tab out. And we're going to focus on this racing game. Let's see. Let's see where we're at, because I gave it the smallest prompt and it didn't ask me to do anything. It didn't ask for any more input. It's just been working. Yeah, of course. And I wish I could go more in depth. Like my thoughts are a bit scattered right now, but I hope it was helpful enough, you know, and you're giving me ideas for videos for sure. Yesterday's video though, if you go take a look at it, like I show a lot of the process, spent a long time recording that, editing that, exporting that. So I hope it brings some value. I hope it shows you the process of wiring everything together to get to production. The one thing I did leave out is like, you always want to audit your code base before you push it live. That's one step we kind of left out of that process. And I think that's the next beginner view in the queue. It's like, I always use Codex to audit my code base and look for any exploits or vulnerabilities before I push code front facing. That's like a non-negotiable, but I think giving that up front to a beginner is too much, right? It's first teach them the stack, teach them how to deploy the stack. Now, how do you optimize this stack? I think that's the next video in the queue. I waste water every time I flush. Hey man, how is GPT 5.5 for you? I'm still disappointed with the design. I just want it to be a better designer. Yeah, I haven't tested it from that perspective. I mean, we did just test building out a new version of our blog, but it just copied the screenshot. So it did a decent job. So maybe maybe what we can do here, let's split. Let's change directory, make directory landing page. Let's build out, I know this is a boring demo, but let's build out a landing page, shall we? I'm curious to see how this racing game is going to look. I'm going to be honest with you. Very, very curious. We didn't give it anything. We gave it a link to WRC. That was it. That was it. Oh my God. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be very, very interesting. All right. What do we want to build a landing page for? What idea? Give me some ideas, and based off of chat, we'll get it done. Okay, look at that. Implemented a playable 3.js rally racing prototype in this workspace. Key files. I used WRC's current 2026 context for stage presets, especially the rally is Las Canarias plus calendar events like Portugal, Finland, and Monte Carlo. Oh, is that why you asked me? Is it in Portugal right now? I'm definitely going to watch that if it's live right now here in Portugal. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Wow, 4173, huh? Let's just hard refresh this. All right. Wait, there's no WASD arrows. What's going on? It's broken. It's not fully working. Okay, it's working. I want to add drifting. There's no drifting. It's not going fast enough for me. Oh, this is hilarious. Listen, I mean, it works, right? What is going on? Oh, then the road ends. Into some dirt. Okay. Yep, still in some dirt, like in the side of the mountain. Okay, it's buggy. It's buggy. Very buggy. Oh, nice. Oh, but it's just like basic stages. And you get on the grass, it slows you down. Interesting. That's cool. Okay, it's just basic gravel, forest, asphalt, ice. Ooh. Is it a buggy? I don't know. It's a weird looking car, that's for sure. All right, so now we want to improve it, right? But let's build out this landing page really quickly. Hey, Codex, I need to build out a landing page. I'm going to build it for, let's call it an HVAC company. And I want to build it for the Las Vegas area, right? Las Vegas, Nevada, all of the surrounding cities around the Las Vegas Strip, Henderson, Summerlin, all of those, right? Just look at Las Vegas. And I want to optimize this HVAC landing page for a business out of that area. I want you to use any front-end design skill you have access to. And if you don't, let me know and I can give you one. want it to serve primarily as a lead capture, right? So I want the landing page to be very simple. I want you to think from the perspective of a UX UI designer who knows how to convert, right? So top down, we want to just give the why, the what, the how, right? Think from Simon Sinek's golden circle theory. So why we should choose this company, what they offer, how to contact, right? And let me know if you have any questions. I don't really have any specifics as far as the name or the specific color schemes. I just want to make sure this doesn't look like AI slop and that it was developed in 2026. And I'm not opposed to whatever tech stack you think is best to accomplish this. Nice, nice. Okay, I'm gonna add this to my queue right now, actually. Maybe we call this part 3. But I'm not gonna use that same code base for this one. Audit code for production ready app. I also need to rename part 2. Let's actually get away from ideation. I already know what I want. So we showed the stack, how to wire the stack. Now I want to show the best, in my opinion, way to get your web app nice and secure and production ready. It's using Codex to analyze the code base. Audit for security. And I can't spell. Thank you, voice to text. You have ruined my spelling. Oh, is something broken? What is this? Unexpected error, cannot access. Interesting. Ooh, did this beta version of OpenClaw brick us? Trying to use Clearmud OS front end. The YouTube script command gave me this error. Please fix it. All right. Now let's go back to the portal. Okay, it's finally done with the portal. All right, now I want to optimize this a little further. Not a bad first pass, but the cars need to look like the cars from WRC. So let me know if you need specific assets. I want you to use your browser resources to search, find everything you need. I want the maps to actually look like real world maps. It's too basic, right? So add more detail, do a second pass, improve. Additionally, the road gets cut off by the landscape on some of these maps. The road needs to always be visible. Additionally, I think we should add a boost on the shift button. And then if I double hit spacebar, it turns the car into a drift effect, right? Giving it drifting capabilities. All right, we're vibe coding, right? We're keeping it simple. I'm sure I could get a little bit more specific than that, but let's see how it does on the second pass. All right. Localhost 3000 for the portal. Let's go see, shall we? So here's the portal that it's built for us. Don't like how it's full width. There should be a little bit of padding on each side. I guess that's okay. So it's just literally everything in line, terms, workflow. I feel like workflow should be up top. But this is actually not bad. Okay. So I do want to improve on this a little bit more. All right, I want you to visit clearmud.ai. Pull our primary, secondary, our color scheme essentially, right? Since this is going to be a subdomain of clearmud.ai, it should look like our main website when it comes to the styling. Let me know if you want me to feed you that front-end styling skill that I have for our website. Hopefully you're smart enough to just go pull it from our production website. And then for Portal, I like this kind of front-facing. I think it should have a login feature first. And then once they log in, well, actually, I think we should just show the how to work with us and then log in or sign up now. And then behind that OAuth wall is where we show the rate card, is where we show all the specifics, right? All right, and it's getting to work on that landing page. So let me catch up on comments. I know I'm a little behind. Hey man, I respect that you have a certain opinion, but I'm just not the channel to talk politics and environmental stuff. Listen, so thanks for the comments. Thanks for sharing. But yeah, Monkey needs to be the driver. Okay, I'll add that to the list. Put indie dev on your resume. A buggy. Hey, nice. Okay. Hey, thank you. Yeah. Let's see. Did I miss anything? Drive, drift. So I added the boost, the drift, same as your style. That's a request for a cart made by GPT or both. Okay. Hey, thanks for the tip. We'll see how it does. Like, I just vibed a simple response of what I'd like, right? Let's say do that. Let's add. Why is does shift tab not work in Codex anymore? I could have sworn that maybe it's just because we have this condensed. No, shift tab is not working to auto accepts. Interesting. Anybody else run into that? That's new. Like, it used to always work. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. Have this condensed. Whoops. Mute tab. There we go. All right, that coffee is, I'm gonna go make one more espresso. So while this is all working, I wish I could add auto accepts on. This is really annoying. Yeah, there's like no permissions. Maybe it would be under permissions. Okay, permissions is disabled while task is in project. Like it used to just be, is it just tab now? No, shift tab? Is my keyboard breaking? Like, what is going on? Why is it pulling clerk? So no. Hey, listen, I don't want you defaulting to clerk. We're using Convex for our backend. I could have sworn I was specific about that. If I wasn't, my apologies. Convex is going to handle both our database layer and our authentication layer. So we're using Convex for authentication, not clerk. Please and thank you. I'm a big advocate of like use as little in your stack as possible. And I love the idea that Convex is, has OAuth features, and it's so much easier to set up than Clerk was when I set up Clerk a few times in the past. Like Convex is, I know Supabase has a similar feature, but listen, Convex, if you're watching this, hit me up. But I love your database and I love your auth layer. It's just so seamless, easy to set up, and yeah, I prefer you way over Clerk. Understood. When you use Clerk here, Convex will own the backend and auth layer. I'm switching to auth. Okay, great. All right, I'm gonna go make this quick espresso. I do personally. Yeah, I do personally. Nothing against Supabase. I'm not telling you to just stop using Supabase and migrate. Listen, use what works best for you. I look at it from the perspective of their business model. Supabase charges monthly subscriptions, right? Same with Convex. Supabase, on the other hand, upsells you. They say you can use custom domains with the $20 a month plan, but it's not included with 20. You have to then pay for those custom domains, whereas Convex doesn't do that to us, right? So like, I respect Convex's business model more than I respect Supabase's model. And I like the idea that it's all real-time data, right? Now, I think Supabase has its use cases, but just because of their business model, I'm steering away from them moving forward. Have you used Codex to work on your OpenClaw? Yes, I have. Or do you only use your agents for major work? I'm going to be working more on my platform, on my server. Yeah, so listen, I have what? Let's go take a look really quick. I need to do some maintenance this weekend on them, but let's go and... I love the brief response. Okay, let's go take a look. Run. Nope. Do I have to hard refresh this? I don't want to have to retype this. Let me copy paste everything. Hard refresh. Hard. Did I forget how to hard refresh? Hitting shift instead of control. Let's go paste that back in there. Maybe it needs to reinitialize the dev server. That's possibly, I could be viewing an old cached version of Clearmud OS after the fix. So we'll see what it says here in a moment. But if I go to brain automations, I have 44 active, right? So it looks like my OK counter is all messed up. Yeah, it looks like it's not feeding the real time when they're scheduled. So this is kind of broken right now. I need to do some TLC there, but let's go check our ops dashboard. This is usually showing me where it fails. It means the code fix didn't make it into the running API process, or there's a second copy of the same bug. Interesting. System pulse. Interesting. Yeah, it seems like we have a data disconnect here. I know they're running, and I know this because like one of our few automations for live streams is 48 hours after a live stream, it updates with our live stream command here in Clearmud OS. And let's just go take a look at this one day ago. Maybe that's technically not live. But as you can see here, it updates everything real time for us. So, well, not real time, but 48 hours after a live stream. So I know they're working. I guess this weekend I'll have to do some TLC on the system. Now that we're on 5.5 here. Interesting. Let's go back here, accept. I need to create that game for my 8-year-old nephew with a learning component to it. Yeah, there you go. This is awesome right here. Like, why go pay hundreds of dollars for these educational games when you can make your own that's suited for your nephew, for your family, for the person that you know most? Like, it's never been easier to create, right? I love this. I'd love to learn more when you build it out. I'd love to test it. F world, yo, what's up? Wait, didn't I see a comment from you earlier? If not, welcome. Convex, I was using the hobby plan for months. I finally, because I'm actually using it more and more, I just started paying the $25 a month. So that's all I'm paying for Convex now. OpenAI, I did upgrade to the $200 a month plan when Anthropic banned OpenClaw usage. And then I canceled one of my 2 Claude Max subs because it was pointless to have both, since I couldn't use one of the 2 for my OpenClaw setup. So yeah, hope that answers it. All right, I'm gonna go make that coffee. I'll be real quick. Excuse me. Woo. All right. Got to catch up. Oh, you still don't have that? Oh, my goodness. Let me, I know you've been around for a while. Let me send some out right now. I usually do them at the end of the stream, but you know what? Just for you, Tex, we'll do it right now. I'll have to manually, Clay's disabled right now. I think I did fix him, but I'll manually assign you the community role as soon as you get in here. We'll do 5 quick invites. Invite to Clearmud chat. Let's expires after 7 days. We'll do 5 quick ones. Voila. Just joined. Is 5.5 the new daily? We don't know yet. We don't know yet. Today is the first full day using it. Yesterday I created a whole NFL draft control system that manipulated my OBS layout during the NFL live draft. Created the overlay and draft control room. Nice. Dude, let me check that out. I'm thinking ahead to vibe code something for my league. I'm a commissioner. We're also going to start a dynasty league this year, just with people I've known my whole life. Well, there's a core set of people I've known my whole life, and then there's about 4 or 5 people that come and go from year to year. And Greek is one of those new ads a few years ago, who's in the league, and he's been doing very well. It's a little sleeper over here. A little sleeper making it to the finals, what, 2 years in a row? Come on now. Good job. What is that IDE? So this is actually CMux. It's terminal. It's kind of like Ghosty. It's not an IDE per se, but I will open up a tab for you. I discovered it through Theo's channel, just as I discovered Ghosty through Theo's channel. But cmux.dev, or I guess it's cmux.com now. They don't have a Windows version of it, sadly. But it's based off of Ghosty, right? It's just a more new and improved version of Ghosty with more functionality to it. But it allows you to split just like Ghosty. It actually has, if you look at a lot of its like settings, it actually has a Ghosty settings because it's built off of the Ghosty code base as well. So yeah, check out that Theo video about it. You'll learn more about this than I can explain. I was watching one of Ray's live streams in 5.5, one shot at a website with a sick design. Definitely can see the improvement from the old blocky SaaS builds it used to do. Nice. Yeah, we're about to check out this landing page here in a moment. What's up, Costa? You should try the BridgeMind IDE. I was checking out one of his live streams. I love what he's building. I've been following him since he had like 1,000 subs. I remember discovering his live streams and I was like, wow, this is... I didn't know he was going to blow up the way he did, but all it took was 1 or 2 posts of people on Twitter to be like, wow, and shoop, straight up. But good for him. I'll test it at some point. It's free, right? I think he's using CMux, which is this. Yep. Mr. Baker's right. It's just a CLI. It's not an IDE. Are you really? I didn't know they had it for Windows. That's awesome. Maybe it's just because it detects I'm on a Mac, so it only shows the Mac version. Let's go check their GitHub. Do they have a Windows version? No, it's a Ghosty-based Mac OS X terminal. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, of course. Sorry it took so long. Yeah, I've just been busy closing things out. Schedule's freeing up. It feels nice to not have to work so much. I'm definitely going to take a step back and just focus on the channel and maybe 1 or 2 projects on the side rather than a handful. Because working on a handful of projects but plus the channel at the same time is getting very little sleep and very little sun. All right. Let's go check this landing page, shall we? Is it on 4174? It is not live yet. Did you set up a local preview? I guess maybe you didn't. You just want me to access the HTML. Set up a local preview, please, on port 6969. Oh, I misunderstood that. Nice. Nice. Let's go. Let's go. That's awesome. Yo, do you check websites? I mean, in general, yes, I do. If you're asking, do I review random websites that get posted in chat? No. And the reason is I never know what I'm clicking on. I want to believe the best in everybody, but I think what we can do though is a theme of the day where it's like, shill me your whatever, and we just walk through it. I think that would be a fun live stream to do in the future, and we can discuss that in May, but hope that answers your question. Let's go check out this game first, shall we? Okay, it improved. Hey, look at that drift effect. Look at that drift effect. Boom, boost, like adds a water out the pipe, a little water drop. I mean, not the best graphics, but it looks like the road is fixed. Man. Yeah, the road did get fixed. I'm horrible at this game. Yeah, the drift doesn't work how I would like it to work. I'm thinking like Mario Kart drift. But hey, the road's consistent. It's just now like improving the graphics. Like, listen, like not a bad first go, first or two revisions. Okay, now this road's just floating in air, and now we're just, oh, that's just the end. Okay. I thought we were about to just, you know. Okay, gave us different cars now. Monte Carlo. Nah, it's still too basic for me, you know? Okay, listen. Now let's go take a look at Codex's landing page that it built with very minimal input, okay? It doesn't wow me. It doesn't wow me. Now let's get a little bit more specific, shall we? Yeah, it doesn't wow me at all. Let's try without a front-end design skill. All right, so this first revision does not wow me at all. Way too plain, way too basic. It doesn't look like AI created it, but it looked like a junior developer created it who doesn't know what they're doing. So please take this with a grain of salt, right? Don't get offended, please and thank you. But let's use shade CN components. Let's use glassmorphic effects wherever possible. I want this to have a very bold but not overpowering red theme to it. I think a light mode by default. And this is Las Vegas, right? Like, think from the perspective of Las Vegas. Like, this is not a Las Vegas friendly website. This is, that was a bad first go. That was a bad first go. Yeah. I was giving it the benefit of the doubt. I gave it a few like basic rules, but it looks horrible. It doesn't wow, but looks better already than anything 5.4 did. Yeah, true. I'd never relied on Codex 5 anything to do anything front end for me because I already knew. What's up, Blue Cactus? Happy vibe code and cheers. Better than NF's most wanted. All right, now let's go take a look at this portal prototype. Better. Kind of missing the beat on a few things, but let's go log in or sign up. Continue. Oh. All right, better, but I'm trying to test the login and the OAuth wall dashboard. For the sake of this demo, right, we're not actually using a Google OAuth. Just have the button be there, but have it show us what the dashboard would look like if they're authenticated, please. Looks like it's using the image generation skill that's built in. Interesting. Now I know we can go grab a front-end design skill off of GitHub, but I was really hoping it would do something nice without that, you know? Like, come on. Yeah, I think I don't know how much more I'm going to do on the game. That was a fun experiment. But it's not something I'm going to use moving forward, so I'm not going to put too much time or energy into it. So I just have my whisper flow set to a keybind. It's changed from time to time. Right now it's F1. So I just press and hold F1, or I press it twice and then it just stays lit. And then at the end of my talking, when I either release the keybind or press it again to end the voice to text, you got to make sure that your mouse cursor is blinking within the field, and then it will automatically, as long as you time it right, it adds in your verbiage, you know, your transcript into it, right? Sometimes it doesn't, and you have to paste last transcript to get it in there, but that's generally how I use it. It's just system wide. So no matter what I'm in, as long as at the very end, when I'm either releasing the keybind or pressing it to end the transcript, as long as my cursor has clicked into a text field and this part is blinking, it will then paste it into that field. Hope that helps. It's like too bubbly, right? Way too bubbly. Not bad. I feel like I would still continue building with Opus, if I'm being honest. Not a bad rate sheet look, though. Ooh, I do love this toggle option of like long form video versus boot camp versus live stream mention. That's actually kind of cool. I don't think we need this fluff. I think I would only send people here to view the rate card, right? Yeah. It doesn't wow me, but it's not horrible. You know what I mean? I kind of like this. That's great. Oh, and then we can create links for them to essentially pay right away. That's That's actually amazing. Like deposit. Wow. Interesting. Okay. And demo session. This I would also simplify as well. I would just have it be, you know, a full width, full height, everything you need here, and then log in, right? Like scrolling down here is kind of pointless. Yeah, I think I'm going to build that out with Opus. Listen, it wasn't horrible, but it didn't wow me. And it could be my fault, right? Could be the way I prompted. So let's see how this second version of this landing page is doing here, shall we? And let's go back to all right. Okay, looks like now it's working. So let's actually finish scripting this one here. This one, I don't think, actually, could it go live next week? Maybe we do the 5.5, GPT 5.5 and Claude 4.7 demo comparison Tuesday, and then Thursday would be this, you know, use Codex to audit your code base and check for vulnerabilities and exploits before you push anything front facing, right? That's using Codex. So, yeah, I wanted to keep next week's theme as I'm traveling just Codex focused. I am, but I wanted to test Codex. I didn't want to give it any front end design skills. I wanted to see what it was going to do on its own. I have my own front end design skills that I use for kind of Muddy, our website, our internal tools. And then I do have Anthropic's front end design skills saved. I have another 1 or 2 saved as well, which have done well, but I just wanted to see, you know, what Codex was going to do on its own, and it was not impressive whatsoever. Yeah, of course. Thanks for the great question. So I think we can close all this, and we'll keep this open. Okay, I might have looked too soon. No, it's ready. Okay, it's better. It's better with some visual guidance, or some verbal guidance rather. I would probably get rid of this. Why? I mean, like why? Like, no, I'm not saying why to the section, but like why? Like, why do the text this way? You know what I mean? Like, too much. Like, this could be condensed, and there could be like a carousel here with like partners we've worked with, or testimonial carousel, right? All right, like above the fold, I want you to look at it and tell me what's wrong, right? It's like too much empty space on the form, first and foremost. Secondly, that text on the left-hand module, it's like too big. Like you can condense all that to only show 3/4 of the screen. And then at the bottom, there could be a fun carousel, whether it's a testimonial carousel or a brands we work with carousel, or who trusts us carousel, something fun, right? Something visual, something moving that encourages the user to, or the viewer to scroll down, right? Otherwise, you know, it's much more improved than the first version, but you're still missing the beat a little bit. All right, so we're just vibe coding from the oh, why did it paste in? It's like pasting in other things. And I like that, Mr. Baker. This is great. I'm going to do this right now. We'll test it right now. Cool. For example, 3.1 Pro was really good with front end skill. Yeah, 3.1 Pro like was really good with front end period without a skill, right? It would, mind you, it would try to always revert to its bluish or purplish AI slop looking colors, but the design was wonderful. Codex, on the other hand, it didn't wow me like that. Notice that GPT model, when you're doing landing pages, always loves big print in the hero. Okay. And then additionally, why not use GPT image 2 to generate the images for this website? All right. It looks like we're not working out of Codex today as much as I wanted to. We'll just close that out. And let me rephrase that. Codex app. We are working out of Codex in the CLI. For me, it's subscription. You can run both, but right now, I don't think 5.5 is available via API. Yeah, it's not available via API yet. So I'm using it via Codex subscription OAuth. And let's go see, actually, that's another reason why I kept Codex open. I'm curious. Usage. So this session, we've barely touched on 10%. Barely. And I think we've done a decent amount. Sure, we could have done more work, but like, and this is including my OpenClaw. Yes and no. Like, I've heard that it's truly unlimited, but this 5-hour block, now correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but from what I understand, and I haven't been able to fully test this, but so I should make it a priority to test this, but once you hit 100%, doesn't it just revert down to an older model? Or maybe is this just the $200 a month plan? Like, I'm reading mixed reviews. They have the charts here just like Claude, 5-hour and weekly usage limits. But from what I've read, since I've never actually reached the limits, is, yeah, so I do pay the $200 a month sub for sure. Yeah, it's their highest paying sub. Oh, they had a rate limits. Oh, nice. They have like a little blurb here as well. Learn more. I just wish I can view that in line. So listen, I haven't fully reached those limits yet, but according to the usage chart, it does have similar functionality of 5-hour limits and weekly limits. But from what I've understood is it is actually a little bit more unlimited than Claude, whereas it'll actually continue to work, just not on those frontier models. Now, chat, please correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to mislead anybody. Once I fully test it and reach those limits, I can let you know. But all right, let's go pick this script for next week. Now we know this is working, which is great. Let's close that menu, close that menu. That's cool. Vulnerability reveal. Don't deploy your vibe coded app until you do this. I actually kind of like this. It's just straight to the point. I don't like that. What's it recommend? It recommends number 1, huh? I think I'm going to push back. If you're about to deploy your vibe coded app, stop. Don't hit that button yet. Yeah, I like that. Strategy 2. And I want to think of what we should do for our demo, for our comparison next week. I think we should build out a few things. Something that requires high reasoning, something fun, and something in between, right? Ooh, I like that idea. I like this. Doing 3 demos for that comparison, one with low versus low, medium versus medium, high versus high, and then building something unique with it rather than the same thing. Unless you guys think I should build the same thing, but different reasonings side by side. What do you think is more valuable? What do you think you would enjoy more watching that comparison? I'm thinking something unique for each one pertaining to its reasoning level, but then again, maybe giving it just one thing and then testing the variations you get from different levels of reasoning might actually be more valuable, actually. Yeah, thinking about it more, I think that's actually the move. So what to build? What to build? What do I need? Of course I am. I pin them too. Welcome. That is taking an odd amount of time though. Something feels broken here. Let's go check in on that landing page. Failed to parse any ideas from the response. Interesting. So it looks like things are buggy with this beta version of OpenClaw because this was just working on 5.4. All right, I'm finding another bug on the ideation tab. Our ideation just outright is not working. So this is the second bug we're discovering after moving you over to 5.5. Please look into it and fix it. And also while you're at it, let's look into video to social, generate pretty much all of our commands. We got to make sure everything works rather than me discovering it each time. Now, I don't want to send this prompt yet because we are generating the script. So I just want to wait for this to finish. Okay, it's done. Let's view output. All right, everything looks good. Let's add this to our calendar, make sure that feature is still working. Oops, let's go here. Yeah, everything's here. Copies everything over, no problem. Wonderful. So now, I want to add that feature in there too. I don't know what's scheduled where. I'm pretty sure I have things scheduled, but I kind of want to move my schedule. So we'll add this one on Thursday. Oh no, look at that. We actually made this script last week. That's right. Or not last week, earlier this week. Where now the question is, do we want to compare Codex desktop app and Claude desktop app with each model? I feel like I should do the CLI comparison first, where we just have a split CMux view here, vibe coding each, with each reasoning model. I feel like that's the move. Huh. Yeah, I think I'm going to move this one for the next week. And let's do another one where, you know, I was trying to ideate. Oh, wrong tab. That's why. I guess let's prompt this since the script's done. I kind of want to use that feature one more time. Posted the live draft system, GPT-5.5 created for me in the showcase channel off the Discord. All right, let me go check this out. And then Tex, I'm giving you that role right now as well because Clay is disabled. He was, he normally handles all that auto introduction and all that, but I just gave you access. So let's go check showcase though. Okay. Nice. ESPN ticker placeholder. Okay, nice. I'm going to dig more into that off stream, but I love it. I'm a big football guy, so love anything football. Agreed, this is exactly the type of aggression we should catch before you hit it in the UI. Going to do a command sweep pass now. Ideation, video to social. Good. All right. I got to say, so far, since we swapped, I just love how brief these responses are. It doesn't like cover the entire chat like it used to so far. And I haven't done anything aside from doing something I normally don't do, which is working off of a beta version of OpenClaw. It's scaring me, but it's working. It's working. Let's go update it to see. Is there a newer version? No, that looks like that's the latest version. Wow. It usually marks it as beta though, and I'll never install a beta, but here we are. Here we are. I'm vibe coding with Claude right now, only 13, but I learned vibe coding this week. I'm trying my best. Any tips? Hey, first of all, good job. I love it. Any tips? I would say start thinking from the perspective of, vibe coding a useful app usually involves finding a pain point and solving that pain point. Now, at your age, maybe you can't see those pain points as clearly, but if you have a pain point in your life, right, digitally, app-based, something that doesn't do what you want it to do, or something that doesn't exist that you would like to exist, build something first for you. My recommendation is always just vibe code something that improves your life, that improves a workflow or an automation or something specific in your life. And then you see if you have a viable product, right? But the best place to start, just start building yourself stuff that you would want to use. Now, the first thing is not going to stick. The second, the third, most likely not going to stick. But you learn about vibe coding through that process, right? You learn about the different outputs that you get, right? You start learning about different technical stacks that you can use to build it, right? That would be my move if I were you. I would just start building myself certain tools that I need that either A, maybe you don't have the budget or allowance, right? In that case, to pay for monthly subscriptions to get certain features. Build your own, that's where I would start personally. Just start vibe coding your own apps and keep it simple, right? Don't think too big. I would say start that's why I said find a need, fill a need, find one pain point, solve that pain point, or find one thing that you would like to build that either you don't have the budget for or just doesn't exist, and then build that one thing. And then you can start layering in other features and making it more complex. But I think starting simple and building yourself cool things, that would be my approach if I were you. And then also just staying on top of everything. Being aware of all the new tools. Also try not to adopt the shiny toy syndrome. Don't go chase every new thing, especially when you find a model or process that works for you. Stick with it, improve on it. But don't go chase every new thing, because then you start to scatter everything and you can't really focus on one thing, right? So those are my kind of TLDR tips for you. I hope that's helpful. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you for being here. Even worked on, hey, okay. Very nice. Very nice. That's awesome. Wow. Fun fact, I used to contract work out to the Madden Group hotels that they owned, which is run by his now daughter, but IT support, that type of work. They own, a lot of hotels throughout the Bay Area and the United States in general. But I learned this after months of kind of working, doing contract work for one of their hotels. I found out that John Madden's daughter runs it, runs the group behind the hotel group. Feel like you have to start on a problem you have. Yeah, start on something you have, like something you want to build that doesn't exist, or maybe it exists, you just don't want to pay the monthly fee to do it. Build it for yourself, right? That's where I would always that's been my most fun and successful videos on this channel, is me building things for me that I need. And then I share it with the world and the world loves it, right? Use love cautiously, right? Like we found our target audience, right? Like we're just building things we enjoy to build and we're sharing the process. Also, code with stupid in mind, because someone is going to try to do something stupid and you won't see it coming. Yeah. This is a great tip, Matthew. All right, we can close that WRC. That was a fun experiment. We'll end it here on, oh damn, it's 7:07 already? Shoot. I do want to make it to a store before they close, so I might have a hard stop here at, let me see, did they change their hours? Because now the sun's out later here. Yeah, they still close at 7:30. It only takes me 5 minutes to get there, 5 minutes to shop. So I need to leave here by 15 at the latest. Okay. All right, let's finish this landing page build, and then I will have to hard stop it. Nice. And see, here's another tip for you, simply. Just start rebuilding things just for the sake of learning. You know what I mean? That's also not a bad idea. It's just find something, clone it for you, see how it works, right? Try to recreate the functionality identically, right? Because you'll find through vibe coding that you can recreate almost anything with a couple screenshots. However, the wiring, the functionality, it may not hit it, but that's where you start to fine tune it, right? Nice, nice. Yeah, so I've officially canceled my Notion subscription. I originally built out this content calendar because that's all I was using Notion for, was like the database, the Kanban board view, the calendar view, the video module view, right? I essentially rebuilt out everything I had in Notion to fit here, and I have officially stopped paying for Notion, right? It's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. Obrigado, Ross. You say thank you to me, I say thank you to you. Thank you. But don't want to pay for it. Yeah. And this is like right here, like anything that you see that you don't want to pay for, just recreate it to the best of your abilities, you know? Look, I love that it detected that. It was actually having an issue between the last update and today's update of gateway API restarts. It wasn't detecting it and closing the loop. I am already impressed. And all we did was update to 4.2.3 beta 6. That's the model we're on for OpenClaw. Wow. See, I knew with some patience, we would have a better experience. All right, I need to force this. Come on. Did you make changes yet? Okay. You know, I don't think it's entirely done with its work, but it's better. It requires a lot of hand holding. I love the image gen it did. Look, Vegas, dude, working on an HVAC. Like, this is actually pretty, I love the lines. I would probably change it into a grid personally. I gotta say, I just don't love the positioning and how it built the modules. I would rather have this module be full width down here, right? With an encouragement to scroll. So these are things we would have to vibe in. This, I would have it be a little bit more to the left, and then send request. I would probably remove this altogether, do something else, and then have the request form be at the footer to force the viewer down, right? And then improve on this section here. And probably combine these two. I feel like this is too much information. I feel like the why, the what, the why should be up top, right? There's two whys essentially right here. So these can be condensed. Then the what, then the how to contact us. The form should go right here, right? That's how I would change this, just a quick, but we're not gonna do it live because I do have a hard stop. I wanna make it to the store for some fresh local produce before they close. So we are just gonna close it out here. So, hey, I wanna thank everybody for stopping by, all the new viewers, all the OGs. Hope everyone has a great weekend and a great week ahead. Just a quick note for next week. We're going to take a week off of live streaming. If I schedule something, it will be a bonus of like, okay, I found time in my schedule, but I am traveling next week. I would rather just take the week off than force, anything. The long forms will be posted on Tuesdays and Thursdays as per usual. That does not change, but the live streams were essentially offline until the 1st. Is it the 1st of May? No, I think that's the, what day is that? Let's go check our content calendar. I think it's the 3rd or 4th. It's the 4th. So we'll be back at it on May 4th. Okay. So just want to say thank you again for everybody for stopping by. Sorry ahead of time for the week off next week. And yeah, I'm just going to go through the motion of saying thank you. Thank you, Tex. Appreciate you. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Pokey. Venka, use different. Yeah. listen, we were testing Codex to see what it would give without giving it a front-end design skill, right? That was just simply testing. So I know you're a new comment, so you probably came in here at the end. But thanks for stopping by. Thank you, Ross. Thank you, Raymond. Thank you, Simply, for stopping by. Great question. I hope you start building cool stuff. Thank you, Mikos. Thank you, Mr. Baker. Thank you, Stack. Thank you, Eeper. Thank you, Sin. Thank you, Blue. Thank you, Costa. Thank you, F-World. Thank you, Mavish. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Greek. Thank you, Lance. Thank you, Effa. And thank you, Peter. Thank you, Lex. Thank you, Gob Izzy. Thank you, Whoosh. Thank you, Nikki. And I can't keep scrolling up, so I've thanked everyone I can. So once again, hope everyone has a great weekend, a great week ahead. Stay tuned for next Tuesday and Thursday's long forms. Otherwise, we'll be back at it to start May with some live streams. Until then, happy building. Don't forget to touch some grass. And hope you have a good one. Cheers.